Rated M for mature.
This bard's tale begins near White Orchard, with my dear friend Geralt of Rivia seeking his lover of yore, the sorceress Yennefer. She'd eluded him for years, but now seemed just a few steps ahead.
Hello everyone and welcome back to The Witcher 3. This is episode number 2 of the series. And if you remember, last episode we left it here in the tavern. And we were talking with this guy over here who was playing Gwent. And he offered to teach us about this minigame. This card minigame. And at the moment we were not interested. But I think now it's a very good time to learn about it. So if you also remember, this mistress over here was selling some Gwent cards and we didn't buy any of them at the moment. But right now it's a very good chance for us to do so and to learn also about the mechanics of the game. So let's go ahead and talk to her.
Something else you'll be needing?
Got anything interesting under the counter?
Depends what you're after. Have a look.
Yes, so she has this decoy card and the catapult and the blue stripes commando and this dragon hunter and also fall test card. So all of those can be quite useful. So let's go ahead and buy all of them. We can afford them at the moment. We have 300 crowns. Although they are a bit expensive, hopefully they will allow us to win some coins back by winning some Gwent games.
Farewell.
Oh, and now that we are at
Something
her
else you'll be needing.
as well, now that we're talking with her, we could also ask her about the nilfgaardian.
Nilfgaardian rule to your liking?
What's there to like? 'Tis the same as any other. They tax us, requisition this or that. But they do keep the peace in the village, I'll grant them that.
You don't mourn Temeria's passing?
I mourned it round half a year back, when King Foltest was cut down. Now I just want peace.
Totally understandable.
Farewell.
Excuse me, miss. Alright, we've got a new Gwent card. If you want to examine it, open the game menu and go to the Gwent deck panel. Well, let's do that. Let's press H. Welcome to the Gwent deck builder. Gwent players use their own customized decks. Use this panel to manage your decks. Factions. You can build one deck for each of the 4 factions: Nilfgaard, Northern Realms, Monsters, and Scoia'tael. Use 1 and 3 to switch between factions. Each faction features a number of unique cards that encourage a different style of play. Each faction also has a faction perk. Nilfgaard wins any round that ends in a draw. Northern Realms grants an extra card after every victorious round. Scoia'tael decides who takes the first round of a battle. Monsters keeps a random unit card on the battlefield after each round. And we are starting with the Northern Realms, because that's what we have the most cards from. And the rest of the factions we're gonna be able to get the cards later on as we progress in the game. But most of them won't be playable until almost the very end of the core game. So for now we will have to learn how to play with the Northern Realms. Which is quite nice, and yeah, we will learn more of that in the future. Each deck has one leader. Press X to see the leaders available from the currently viewed faction. So right now we have 2 available. There are a maximum of 4. Actually, a 5th one has been introduced with the expansions. I had not seen this one. Okay, and we would otherwise start with just 1, but we right now, by the shopkeeper, we bought another of the leader cards. So we bought this one, I'm not sure. I think it was the second one. Yes, anyway, leader cards. Press enter to choose the highlighted leader card. Each leader has a unique ability. Use it to turn the tide of the battle in your favor. Leader cards that you do not own are locked. They will be available for you to use once you acquire them. Fair enough. And here we have our collection. All the cards you own, which can be used with the faction, are shown here. Cards in deck. Cards currently in this faction's deck appear here. A deck must consist of at least 22 unit cards. It can also contain up to 10 special cards. You can include more than 20 unit cards in your deck, but remember that doing so decreases your chances of drawing your most powerful cards. Exactly. So we want to try to remove all the bad cards and have a minimum of 22. Usually we don't want to increase that too much for exactly this precise reason. So we have our most powerful cards and our chances of drawing them is higher. Your deck is currently 2 unit cards short, as indicated by the red number. You must move 2 unit cards from your collection left side to the faction's current deck right side. Let's take the catapult, which is power of 8 and it's siege, and it also has this special ability which is called tight bond, which if you place next to a card with the same name, to double the strength of both cards. This is really powerful. So we're gonna take this one. You can now exit the deck builder by pressing escape. When in the deck builder before a match, press space to begin playing, or escape to quit and forfeit the match. Alright, so what else do we want to have here? We have 8 out of 10 special cards. We want to add this decoy. The decoy, sorry, I'm gonna quickly show what it does. Swap with a card on the battlefield to return it to your hand. That's quite useful. Right now we don't have any of them, but later on we will be having also spies in our deck, and we will explain when that happens. But those are very powerful units, and with this decoy we can quickly switch them off if they are used against us. For example, the spies, or if one of our powerful units is being destroyed by a special ability, then we can take it off the battlefield and use it later on. What else do we have here? We have quite a lot of siege. In here we are able to sort them through the different types. Oh, well, here we have a spy actually. So the spies you can place in the opponent's battlefield, and it counts towards the total number of power that they have. But in exchange we get to draw 2 decks from our deck, 2 cards from our deck, sorry. So for example, this card over here is pretty bad. Those 2, they just have a power of 1. Actually, this one is even worse because this one doesn't even have the tight bond. So we want to try to remove those as much as possible. So we will add those which have power of 5 and tight bond, and this power of 4 and tight bond. What else do we have here? As you can see, if you're familiar with The Witcher, then there are some of the characters here that we will either meet later, like Kira Metz, or some of them which are already from the Witcher series, so you probably know Vess if you have played Witcher 1 or 2. Anyway, let's pick our leader. So this one, pick an impenetrable fog card from your deck and play it instantly. An impenetrable fog, what it does is that it nullifies all the ranged attack cards. Nullifies in the meaning that whatever their value might be, it then turns to 1. That is as long as the impenetrable fog is on play. There are also cards that can clear weather, such as this one. This uses the leader ability for it, but there are also clear weather cards which do the same effect, which remove any of the weather effects from the bitter frost, torrential rain, or impenetrable fog. Biting frost does the similar, all of those cards do the same effect, but they just for the different types of units. So biting frost nullifies the combat for the close combat units. Torrential rain is for the siege units, and impenetrable fog, as I just explained, is for the range units. I think this one is much more useful to clear any weather effects, so then if they are played against us, then we are able to clean them up. We have right now 22 cards, so that's pretty much what we want, and let's have a quick look. We have quite a lot of siege, and the second one that we have the most it's ranged. So what I like to do, we can keep the Biting Frost because it's gonna play against us less likely. And then we can remove those Torrential Rains, I don't like those too much. We can remove the Clear Weather as well. And we can remove the Impenetrable Fog. And we can keep just one Biting Frost should be enough. And then we have the Decoy as well, so it's much more likely that we will get either. The Decoy is quite useful. Okay, I think we're pretty much set. As we can see over here, we don't have any cards of the Scoia'tael, any cards of the monsters, or any cards of the Nilfgaardian Empire. So those will be available later, much later on in the game. Alright. This is fine right now. We can quickly save the game. I'm cannot save the game right now, I don't know why. Let's save the game over here, perfect. And now we can talk with this guy. And we can play Gwent.
You return. Shall I deal?
Let's play this game of yours. Explain the rules first, though.
With pleasure. They're as simple as falling off a log.
We can start the Gwent tutorial and then everybody can see how does it work. Welcome to Gwent. Gwent is an ancient dwarven card game that simulates the clash of two armies in battle. The players are generals and the cards are their forces. You will go first. Alright. To begin, you draw 10 cards. This will be your hand for the rest of the match. You will not draw any more cards, so use them wisely. This is a unit card. The number in the upper left hand corner indicates its strength. When placed on the battlefield, this value is added to the total strength of the player who placed it. This is the unit's combat row icon. This icon indicates the row on the battlefield where the card can be played. Close combat, range combat, and siege combat. Unit card special abilities. Some unit cards have special abilities. The Siege Expert's special ability is called Morale Boost, which grants +1 strength to all the units in the same row, so all the other siege units. Weather cards are a type of special card. They reduce the strength of all cards of a given type on the battlefield, including your own. So that, as I explained, we have here the Biting Frost for the close combat, Torrential Rain for the siege, and Impenetrable Fog for the ranged. At the start of each game, you can select up to 2 cards to discard and redraw, but let's skip that for now and go straight to play. Here's the battlefield. This is your side. This is your opponent's side. During each turn, a player may place 1 card on the battlefield or pass. Each deck has a leader. The leader grants you a special ability which can be used only once during a battle. Trigger the special ability at any point by pressing X. Press Enter to select a card from your hand. Press Enter again to place it on the battlefield. So now it's our turn. And we can start, let's say we place this really bad soldier over here. The number on the left by your icon shows the current total strength of your units. The number on the right shows the total strength for that row. Both values are updated when a card is played. At the end of a round, the player with the highest total strength wins. During your turn, you can pass by holding down space. Once you pass, you cannot play any more cards during that round. Your opponent can continue playing cards until he or she passes as well. You should pass when you are confident you can win with the units you have already played in, or to let your opponent win and save your cards for the next round. A round ends once both players have passed. The players then compare the total strength of their units to determine the winner. All cards on the battlefield are discarded, and both players' total strength is reset to 0. It's quite well explained, so I don't have much to add to those guides. So we basically want to try to have our total strength higher than theirs, and without using too many cards, so we make sure that we can still win a second round, because we need to win twice in order to win the whole game. So let's see, we will try, here we have the Biting Frost, which will nullify the close combat. We have only played this terrible card here, which won't be affected by the Biting Frost. They have played only attack 2 on close combat. But I'm gonna try to bait them into playing more of the close combat and then perhaps using this Biting Frost in our favor. So let's now play arranged. Okay, that works in our favor. And then we can play another ranged one. We are now also playing ranged. And let's play one more ranged. And let's hope that they play some more close combat. That would be really good for us. Okay, now they have played Impenetrable Fog. That's not very good for us, but what we can do, we can use the leader ability. That's not the leader that we chose earlier, but I guess this is just a tutorial. So in that case, then we can play... We could actually play both of the weather cards because we don't have anything else, and then we could pass. And we're still gonna win. Let's start with the Biting Frost. And the opponent has passed. Right now they still have this of a value of 5, so they still win. But what we can do, we can play the Torrential Rain. And then we have 5 and they have 4. And they have passed already, so they cannot play any more cards. So if we pass now, we win this round. The player who loses a round also loses a life gem. The game is over once a player has lost both life gems. Alright, and right now we have, with our leader ability, we have the Impenetrable Fog card, which will nullify the range combat. And we don't have any range combat units, so that works quite well in our favor. So we can start by playing, let's say we can play Vess, for 5. And we basically will have to play everything. We're gonna play this one now, although it doesn't have any effect. Just to delay one turn more the picking of the last card, so we are not forced to pass. They are able to clear the weather, but we still have a higher value, so we win. There is no shame in passing and letting your opponent win a round. Sometimes it's better to save your cards for later. Each deck also features its own heroes. Heroes have a high value cards immune to the effects of special cards. These powerful cards can turn the tide of battle. Alright. Acquire more powerful cards by completing certain quests or purchasing them from vendors. Alright, and we won.
Well, you've a knack for this game. If you ever find yourself in Oxenfurt and wish to play a true master, ask for Stepan. A simple innkeep by trade, but a true maestro when it comes to Gwent.
I'll remember that. Thanks.
We'll definitely play him when we go to Oxenfurt. A Miraculous Guide to Gwent. Let's read it. Books and scrolls. Use A and D to switch between unread books and scrolls. Once read, they are added to the books panel in the glossary. That's also added later on with a later patch than what I had played initially. That's pretty nice. The tome you hold in your hands, commissioned by the most gracious Duke de Berry, shall make use of magic most arcane to display which Gwent cards are currently missing from your collection. You need but open it and repeat in your mind. How about the round of Gwent? And the following shall appear. Alright. That's pretty useful actually. That's pretty useful. Because sometimes it's hard to keep track on which players have you played and which ones you haven't. In most cases, you can win one extra Gwent card from each player. So when we will be playing around different merchants, we can win one card from them, but only one. So if we win several times against them, then later on we get coin. Just coin and other kind of junk sometimes. Alright. The content of what you have read have been moved to the glossary. Press backspace. I'll quickly show it. And here we have the section. Not this one. Here we have a section of books. In this panel you can browse through the contents of all the books and scrolls you have found. Even if you later sell a book, its contents will still be available here. On the left you can select books, scrolls and letters. Their content will be shown. Alright, fair enough. Let's quickly have a look at the journal. As we were talking about the other day, then here we have the Lilac and Gooseberries quest in which we are trying to find Yennefer. And right now we need to ask the Nilfgaardians about her. And secondary quests, right now we got this one. This one is about completing our collection of Gwent cards. We will do that. It will take quite a while. So let's now focus on this one. And we can quickly have a look also at the character. We currently have 0 points available, so I will talk about that in the future. Yes, we don't have anything else to do here. And we can just exit the inn. But as you can see over there, there are some guys by our horses and they don't look too friendly. So I believe we're gonna have trouble. Let's see.
Done drinking?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
They look for trouble.
Don't want your kind here.
Let's try to persuade them using the axis sign.
Haven't done anything to you, so just calm down.
Of course not. You done nothing.
Horses work in witchcraft. Get him!
Alright, they want to fight.
Bad idea.
Ow!
One is down. We're gonna counter the attack and then hit him harder. Alright, we got them both. This guy still doesn't know what's going on, so we can just leave him. Hello, kitten. Alright, what else do we have about? Your game state will be automatically saved when you reach certain milestones in the story. Still, you should save your progress early and often on your own. The world is full of predators, bloodthirsty beasts, bandits, and countless other dangers. That's true, we will do that. Here we have some herbs that we can pick up. They will come in useful later. Go here by the cows. And here we have the merchant that we saved early on.
We meet again.
Thank you for saving me. People say all kinds of things about witches, but I've always known yours to be an honorable guild.
So you managed to salvage some goods.
Yes, but I await the repair of my wagon. As time passes, my losses grow. Do you need something? I'll let it go half-free.
Let me have a look at your stock.
Yeah, so he has some better armor than what we have, but we cannot afford it. That's first of all, and later on, also it requires level 4. But we currently have level 1, so no chance of buying anything. So nothing for now, but it's good to know that he's here.
Take care.
My gran told me about the Smith boy. Lad went missing
What do you
one day,
want?
So folk nabbed a witchman that was hunting nearby. Started poking him, asking. Well, he started twisting and spinning, so wham bam, they knocked his head off. Oh, so it worked. Except it was some drowning. It sucked on him.
Alright, over there we have the board, as we can see by the yellow sign in the minimap.
A.M. Not Voidemar.
But what do you mean? I know what their names
Geralt has learned from experience to keep a close on his surroundings as he travels, for he never knows when he'll run into someone or something of interest. A damsel in distress, a merchant peddling rare wares, or a nest of pesky monsters. Such locations are marked on your map with the following icons. Exactly, and it's all of those marked right here. So in front of us we have a notice board. And nearby there is also an... There should be an armor, not yet, later on. Let's see, and from the notice board, those that have a stamp like this, they are usually Witcher contracts. So from those we can get a coin by usually getting rid of some monster that is attacking the local population or some kind of issue to investigate. There are some others that, like this, that don't have any kind of stamp. Those are usually just for the kind of atmosphere, but they don't have any kind of repercussion on our gameplay. Here, however, we have two contracts. We have Contract Devil by the Well. We'll take this one, and we also have Brother Missing. So we will take both, and then we will have a look. There's much of interest to be found in the world's dense forest and fog-clad swamps. Whenever you produce a notice board, markers will appear on your minimap to indicate potentially interesting places. Seek them out to learn what secrets they hold.
What do you say? Who taught you that?
Here we have an exclamation mark.
Now listen carefully. You're never to sing that rhyme again.
We can read the Contract Devil by the Well.
Chetty, no more.
Good folk, I know there is a war on and every man's got trouble enough of his own, but perhaps there is one of you who would help a father in need. You all surely know the well in the ruined village and the devil that guards it with a jealous fury. And if you don't know, well, come ask and I'll tell you all about it. Whoever drives this monster away from the well will get a fat purse full of gold. Just don't tarry, for it's an urgent matter. Alright. And here we have the one about the brother missing. If you would like to read it, you can pause the video right now. We just got a quest update, so we can have a look in our journal, and we can also press V in order to track it, so it appears on the minimap. Here in secondary quests, right now we have the missing in action, and in Witcher contract we have the devil by the well. Suggested level is 2, and right now we are level 1, so it's probably a good idea to wait on that one. So have a look here, there is this dwarf. It's hammering some stuff.
What happened here?
Oh, got a wee bit chilly the night, so I set fire to my forge. Got it nice and roaring. Roasted some wieners. What do you think happened, dimwit? Some bugger set alight me workshop. I've lost everything. Everything!
Sorry. Any suspects?
Whole damned village. I've lived here half a century. Thought they saw me as one of their own. But everything changed when the Black Ones came. And the only smith around, so I got to service their garrison. Bang dents out to play, shoe horses. That sort of thing. Nilfgaardians don't pay me a bloody copper. Just give me supplies and orders. But humans can't fathom that. They think I'm getting rich off their misfortune. That I sleep on a pile of gold like a ploughing dragon. They've stopped talking to me. Spit when I pass. And now this.
That's not good. We can investigate that.
I can find your arsonist, provided you're willing to pay.
I've not much left, but I'll give you all if you bring me that horse in, so that he gets what he deserves. The night of the fire, I heard movement outside my hut. Went out to see if I could find any tracks. I found nothing. But then I haven't got cat eyes, have I? Good luck.
Yeah, exactly. Our Witcher senses could come in helpful here. So we can follow that one. We're currently tracking it. And this one is for our level, so there is no problem. Use your Witcher senses to look behind the forge for clues about the arsonist. Yes, the world is brimming with interest, places filled with danger or treasure. Such sites are marked on your minimap with the following icons. Very good. Let's have a look here with our Witcher senses. Right now they are on. Let's gather those bushes. There are some red things there.
Shavings from a tinderbox. Arsonist must have lit his torch here, tossed it on the roof, then fled through the orchard.
Alright, let's keep looking. There are some
Footprints.
steps.
A man's. Large.
Can follow the trail. When I have right click maintain pressed, then the Witcher senses are on. As you can see over here, when I release them, then all of those footprints are not in red anymore, so they are much harder to spot. You could still see them, but they are much harder to spot. So the Witcher senses are really helpful in that sense. There is a bottle.
Stinks of piss and vodka.
So some drunk set fire to the forge. Looks like this is going down to the water.
Took off his boots and went in the water. Probably wanted to cover his trail.
What is this chest over here? Oh, we can take the orange. Want us to see something around here. See if we can find some other trail. Under the bridge, perhaps. Doesn't look like it. Not under the bridge. Let's keep looking around. I always like to take all the herbs that we can when we are nearby. It saves a lot of trouble later on. Because if we will be looking for a specific one, then we don't need to. We can hopefully already have it. There's some blood here.
Should we draw it or not?
Something jumped out of the rushes. Drowners. But he managed to escape. Lost his boots in the rush.
Sure, not so sure. Who knows? Will you go to the
Tracks lead back to the village.
Not in your life. You'll be ill and disturb a ghost.
Bleeding, but not badly. Surface wound.
Okay, that will be helpful. Somebody who is lightly wounded.
My gran told me about the Smith boy. Lad went missing one day, so folk nabbed a witchman that was hunting nearby, started poking him, asking. when he started twisting and squirming, so wham bam, they knocked his head off.
Oh, so it was. Except it was some drowner that had supped on the kid. Witcher had naught to do with
I
it.
think those plums are wreaking havoc on me gut.
Griffin's taken his revenge since that idiot Carl.
It's going into that
pig
house,
out
so
for
it
him.
has to be
A
here.
pig stuffed with hemlock and
Trail ends here, but I'll recognize him by his wounds.
We could loot the common folk, but there is not much to pick up. Well, I guess we could use that. We're helping them, right? We could use the alcohol to prepare potions later on. And we can use the water and the food to regain health when we are fighting monsters, which will be quite handy. Alchemist powder also. This we don't need. Excuse me, miss. Oh, look at that.
Claw marks. It's gotta be him.
Hello there.
Nasty wound. Run into a drowner.
What the fuck do you care?
Whoa, our arsonist's a charmer too. Come on, Smith wants to talk to you.
I ain't not talk to a non-human. Sons of bitches all, and dwarves are the worst. Greedy little magpies, do anything for gold they will. They forge the blades the black ones put to our throats. Am I not right?
No, you're not.
Listen, we can work this out man to man. I give you gold, you don't turn me in. My mum died a while back and I sold her tools. I've spent some, but what's left is yours.
I'm sorry, man, but I'm turning you in.
Magpies and dwarves might be greedy, but I'm not. Can't buy me.
Then I'll beat your fucking mug to a pulp!
I will see about that.
Calm down. Now follow me.
I gotta apologize. Gotta go. Apologize.
Let's go. Not so sure that he can reach there on his own, actually. Seems to be quite drunk still.
Will you raise a glass with me?
It's Durban now. D-E-R-V-A-N. Not Goidemar.
What do you mean? I know what they named you at your cutty. What kind of name is that anyway? Durban.
Nilfgaardian. My gran was from Nazaire.
Oh, so that's how it is. Then by my leave, Master Durban. May the gold sun guide you far away from my land.
People changing their surnames because of the war.
Don't you look at me.
Not this way.
It's raining and pouring and Turner's roaring. He bumped his head when he went to bed and went
Come on, man.
in the morning.
The black ones, I'm telling you.
Did you say you took bigger bollocks to
Shitty.
Yes, in here we're gonna enhance our weapons if we use this. Here he is.
Up and at him.
What's going on?
Here you go. One village pyromaniac in the flesh.
Nap? You! I knew your mum for years. Charged her nary a copper. This is how you repay me. I've had enough. Hey, soldier. A minute of your time, please.
No! Willis, I beg you. I was drunk. Didn't know what I was doing.
This is not gonna end well.
You, Master Willis. We will help you rebuild once reinforcements come. The supplies have been ordered.
Not what this is about, mate. This here's the arsonist. A witcher found him.
The forge was important to the garrison. Destroying it was sabotage. No trial needed here. Just a tree.
That's quite harsh punishment.
Harsh as punishment goes.
But deserved. You know, I hated the Black Ones at first, like everybody else did. Now I'm thinking they might just bring order to this place. Teach these layabouts some manners. But enough about that. Your reward.
Yeah, I'm not sure they're gonna like him very much now.
I managed to save some things from the fire. Anvil still holds, so I'm sure I can bang something out on it. You need anything, let me know. Give you a good price.
Alright, we completed that quest. We got 40 experience points. Let's see what he has in
A
stock.
return customer. Welcome. What can I do for you this time?
Show me what you got.
So here we have certain diagrams, and we can buy those so that we are able to craft the recipes that are listed here, the items. So those are for different kind of armors. Yeah, gauntlets and another type of armor. We are currently pretty low on coins, so we're not gonna buy anything. Yeah, we're gonna be on our way.
So long.
Now let's have a quick look at the map. Yes, every important location is marked here. To jump to your current objective, press tab. To scroll on the map, hold left click and move the mouse. Your current objective is marked with this orange mark. Available quests are marked with exclamation marks. Here you can see the objectives of your currently tracked quest. If there are multiple objectives, you can switch between them by pressing V. Here you can see a minimap showing an overview of the region. Use Z to decrease its size. Alright. Fair enough. This is for the devil by the well, and there are some other marks around that we will want to explore. So let's start, for example, for this one. Let's have a bit of exploration. I'm gonna call Roach. There he is. He or she, I'm not quite sure if it's a male or a female.
Giddy up.
Sorry about that. I've pressed the button too much.
Run, Roach.
What's in here? Let's have a look. There's some shadows there. Oh, we have some wolves.
Come on.
Those are level 5 though. And I believe that's a bandit over there on the horse. So we want to be careful about that. Yeah, those are bandits, alright. Where are they? No, they are soldiers. Kill the wolves. Yep, we're getting quite toasted here. Let's try to finish that wolf. I mean, they are level 5 after all. I've defeated one of them. We should eat quite a little bit of bread.
Damn, you're ugly.
There are quite many here. This is a bit dangerous. I want to try to get on the low one. And we are regenerating on our Gwent. As soon as it's back, then we can fight again. Oh, the soldier is helping now. Alright, the soldiers finished them off. We can loot them. Hopefully we can get some wolf liver, yeah, that's nice. Gonna help with the regeneration. Dog tallow, here there's more stuff to loot. There are still more wolves. And those are quite tough. Let's grab this. See if we can isolate this one from the pack.
Come on.
Alright. Some meat, that will also help for the regeneration. Yeah, that wasn't a good fight for us. It's gonna take a while now to recover all of our vitality. So we can see, where can we see that? We press inventory, we can see it here. So we had 3,500, if I recall correctly, of vitality. And right now we're quite low. See if we can loot. There are some rabbits here that the wolves have eaten. The meat is quite useful. There are still some more wolves over there. We can also hunt animals in order to get food. It's a bit complicated right now that we don't have any ranged weapon, but later on it will become easier once we have a crossbow. As you could see, we could spend the whole day just going around and picking off from these bushes. It's gonna be quite hard to catch this deer. Nope. Come on, deer. Be shy now. Alright, we got it. Oh, we only got deer hide. That's not so good. Somebody needs help here. Oh, ma'am.
Lost your key, ma'am?
No, not me key. Me pan. It always sat there empty, this hut. That is, till the night afore the battle. A man arrived, walked right in like 'twere his own. Standing at me window, peering at the goings on. He must have been, 'cause next I knew, there he was, coming my way. So I grabbed me pan for protection, see?
He just asks all polite. Gran, got any birch bark by chance? Lilac berries or even a few coals? Nay, says I. And you must be right daft to pester folk at night with such foolery. But I sees her listening, just staring at me pan like a magpie at a copper. Lend it to me, Gran. I'll give it back come morn. He's right baffled for what's he doing, frying in the dark. But I've got a soft heart, so I gave it to him.
Looks like the pan is very important to her.
Fascinating story. Any chance you're nearing the end?
Afore dawn, another rode up to the hut. But come on, only the first fella left. Locked the door, hopped on his horse, and that were all I saw of him, and me pan. 'Twere old, black with sort, not worth much, I suppose, but I've no other. Will you help me, dearie? Bring an old widower pan. I could never break down that door myself. And in truth, I'm afeard to go in any road. Such a stench wafting out. Methinks the other fellow, well, that he's lying there.
Alright.
Never taken on a pan contract. Fine, I'll go in, look around. You should wait here, just in case.
Blood marks that you can see on the screen, it's because we are quite wounded. And it would usually show us the vitality there, as we see during the combat, but because of one of the mods, which helps the... it's called Friendly Hut, so it basically makes the items that we don't need in our UI, they just disappear when we don't need them, so we can have a better view of overall the game, which looks so nice. Destroying objects. Some objects can be destroyed. Such objects are marked with this blue icon. To destroy objects, to open up a path, face them and cast the iron sight. You can also try hacking at them with your sword, but note that not everything can be destroyed in this manner. Another option is to toss a grip shot bomb at the object, but be careful not to get hurt by the explosion. Alright. Let's track the frying pan quest. Hut's door won't open. Use your Witcher senses by holding right click to see if there is anything you can do. And there is something coming our way, which is going quite fast. What's going on here? There's a wolf, I think. There's a wolf chasing the deer. So we can deal with the wolf first. Don't want it lurking around. Oh, that's a work, actually. Alright, we got it. Let's put our sword. Okay, can destroy. If you have multiple items in your pockets, you can switch between them using the middle button. Alright, press middle button to change the bolt, choose with your crossbow. We don't have a crossbow yet, so. Alright, art sign. It was not facing the door, but it still worked. Let's go back to Gwent, so we can quickly use our shield if needed. Let's have a look. Some orange. Rotting flesh, no need to take. Some runestone. Alright.
Explains the stench.
So the man is dead here.
Cracked monocle. Interesting.
What's that, dearie?
Nothing. Nothing.
Maybe this quest is not as simple as it looks. Cocktail decoction. Diagrams to craftsmen with the proper skills to have them craft the item for you.
His throat. He was garroted. And some old scars. Kind of soldier might have.
But when I gab to myself, they say I'm going barmy.
Here's a pan.
Documents. Almost entirely burnt. A few pieces still legible.
This starts to look like... This starts to look like this quest is not exactly about the pan. Let's have a look about those burnt papers. They read,
"And when you arrange to meet, you better show up." I did, risking my life and the entire blasted operation, and ended up standing there, looking like a fool waiting for nothing. I thought the Nilfgaardian army was better organized than that, but you... Tell that blessed Lord General of yours that me and my companions don't hold grudges, so we won't break off negotiations. But since our old plan has been ruined, this time we'll choose the time and place for the next meeting.
alright! And there's the pan.
The priceless frying pan. Scrubbed clean. Looks like the mystery man didn't need the pan so much as the soot off it to make ink, write letters.
Found the pan, have you?
Hold on a minute. Alright, so that's all it seems. Have I found anything else here? There's the pan and the monocle. What about those papers? Yes, I don't want to read about the alchemy right now. Glossary books. Those burned papers, and there is nothing else there already. Let's get going. Give the lady the pan.
Here, your frying pan.
Mine? But mine were black with soot. And I could see myself in this one if I wanted. But them years are past.
It was the soot the man needed. He scraped it off to make ink. Must have had an urgent letter to write. Urgently burned some other documents too.
And the other fellow?
Dead. Round up a few boys and bury him outside the village. Deep, so the necrophages don't dig him up. And take my advice. Don't mention this to the Nilfgaardians.
Yeah, better not.
Hang about! You've earned a token of thanks. Here, sonny, for the road.
Oh, thank you, ma'am.
Fry up a nice white fish for supper. Or a pie.
Alright, some apple juice.
Come on, Roach.
Going. Are we still following that quest? No, that quest is finished now. So it's showing us about the lilac and gooseberries quest. But we actually want to have a look right now at this point in the minimap. Oh, there's another one even closer by. Let's see what is it about. Oh, it's a place of power.
Magic. A place of power.
Oh, there's a wraith. We probably don't want to fight the wraith. Let's see what level is it. Wraith can be quite tough to deal with. It's level 6, yeah, it's probably not a good idea. Can we sneak in and take the place of power? No. Alright, let's get away from here. We'll come back some other time. we're not quite ready for that. There is another question mark here. There are some drowners. What level are those drowners? Level 4. Looks like he's asleep. There's a hidden treasure there. Right, we dealt with the drowner. Is there something to pick up here? Underneath? There's another drowner there. I don't want it to surprise us while we are in the water. However, we can loot that Temerian lily key, and there is a chest in the water, which is probably where we can use the key that we just picked up. Let's deal with the drowner first. Oops, that's not good. I'm quite wounded at the moment. See it a little bit. Let's try to regain the stamina so we can cast the shield again. There. Alright, we dealt with the drowner as well. Monster eye. And here's the chest. Hold C to dive or space to swim towards the surface, and it was saying left shift to swim swiftly. There's quite a lot of stuff here. Keep an eye on how much breath you have remaining. Run out and you will drown. We don't want to become one drowner ourselves, so let's make sure we don't run out of breath. Let's loot everything that's in here. There's some book that we can read. To whom it may concern, by order of the Legion Commander, the men bearing this missive are to be escorted north, to the border post near Oxenford, where they will find a Redanian division waiting for them. As noble-born Temerians, they are under special protection, and not a hair on their heads is to be harmed. Everything that carry is their own private property and is to remain in their possession. Any failure to heed this order will be punished in an accelerated military tribunal. Randall Bitgenberg. Alright. That triggers another quest which is called Temerian Valuables. Yes. And that's a treasure hunt. It suggested level 4. So we are gonna forego this one for now. But we got some loot, so that's always good. Some loot, killed a couple of drowners, so when we are killing those new beasts, then we are getting their entry in the bestiary, which is quite useful because then we can see what they are vulnerable against. So we can see that drowners are vulnerable to ignicines and to the necrophage oil. And what else? We have the wolves, which are beasts, so they are vulnerable against the beast oil. And we could also see there our progress on the level. We have 649 experience points. When we reach 1000, and we will progress towards level 2. And the place of power that we saw earlier on, what it does is that it gives you straight one of those levels. Sorry, I'm mistaken with that. It doesn't give you one level, but what it does is that it gives you 1 point to spend in here without getting the extra level. That's quite useful. We're gonna see later here there are different ways that we can improve our character. And for example, there are different paths, like there is the fast attack, so just the regular attack with the sword, then the strong attack path, and then there are some defense, some range attack, and some battle trends, which provide different bonuses. We're gonna be looking on that later on. What we will want to get as soon as we can, it's this one, which will increase our maximum vitality by 500, which is quite useful. Also, this one is pretty useful at the beginning. because during the day then vitality regenerates by an additional 10 points per second when not in combat. So then it means when we will be out of combat and just exploring around, our character will regenerate much faster. And we won't have to be eating so much food in order to regain our vitality. Since we are quite short on money at the beginning of the game, it's quite useful. Let's see what else do we have around. You can place your own markers on the map. To do so, move the cursor to the desired location and press right click. That's what we did earlier. To place special markers, hold right click, then release it and use the mouse to select the type of marker you want. Confirm your selection by pressing left mouse button. Okay, you can only place one default custom marker at a time, but you can place up to 10 total of the special markers. Yes, so here for example we can place this special marker, maybe not right here. Can we remove this one, I wonder? Not so familiar with how those work, the custom marks, so, well, it seems that not, but later on we'll be able to do that. So we would have to go over here and talk to the nilfgaardians, so we can try to approach that. Although it might be a bit challenging, this location, let's see. Let's call our roach. Come on, roach. Don't be afraid of the cliff. There's a guarded treasure. Gas clouds in swampy areas are poisons. Watch out. Here you can see all buffs currently affecting your character. And we want to get out of here because our vitality just dropped by quite a lot just by inhaling those poisonous gas. There are some wolves there. It's gonna be quite tricky treasure to guard, to take like this. Let's see if we can isolate this wolf. Come here, my friend. No, they are coming all together. They are all level 5, so it's quite tough to deal with them at the moment. See if we can deal with this one. Yes, but we lost our shield. We need to be careful. Let's back off a bit. We don't want to fight all of those at the same time. It seems that that's the limit that they intend to go through. Keep our shield up. Right, we have dealt with the work. There's still some more wolves over here. Want to be careful with those explosives over there, those red barrels. They're explosives. And we also want to be careful with our health because we're quite low. And we run into the poisonous gas. That's not good. Yeah, sorry, I didn't want to do that. Alright, we dealt with all the wolves, apparently. Sorry about the misclick. Not quite sure what the character is doing right now.
Winds howling.
Right now it seems to be fine. Scrap all of that. And let's be careful about the poisonous gas so we don't die, because we're quite low on health at the moment. Here we have some loot. Looks like some merchant died here, or got mugged or maybe ambushed by the wolves, perhaps more accurate. Yeah, you see here there is the igni sign on these barrels and there is a flame thrown there, so if we shoot at them or hit them somehow, they're gonna explode, and we don't want to be in the area when that happens, that's for sure. Some more poisonous gas over there, and there is a chest over here. Okay, we're quite close now to the nilfgaardian garrison. Here there are nilfgaardians already, so no need to have our sword on. Seem to be training.
Okay. You're kind, sir. Step away.
I have my eye on you, Nordling.
Leather, Nordling.
Military camp. No locals allowed without the express consent of the garrison commander.
I look like a local to you?
You look like trouble.
Dead wrong. I make trouble go away. I'm a witcher.
A witcher? Captain Peter Sugwin Levy is in the tower. Turn right, past the gate.
Huh. You black ones aren't so scary after all. Can even be nice if you want to.
Don't get accustomed, Nordling.
To the tower. Go.
Let's go.
Goltais Griffin is on. Everyone in I think. Ebstreda. Arsande Kaudar.
Es diese Verin.
Quite special herbs here, so it's good to take them. We don't want to loot in front of the guards because we'll get in trouble.
We have much work to do here. Quite a lot.
Let's just pick the herbs. Enhancing armor. Use special armor stables to temporarily enhance your armor. Doing so grants a bonus to your armor trait. Do that. Let's pick up those herbs over here as well. More verbena. Blow bolts.
Soldiers are meant to, and so they must eat, correct?
Here we have a craftsman. Blacksmith forge weapons and armorers make armor. Yes. So then if we find a diagram, then we need a proper craftsman of the same type and of a proper level so we can craft it.
Password.
Dunno any.
So, out for a little walkie, eh? Counting the Emperor's swords to lull you to sleep? Well, in the army, we've a place for nosy ramblers. The scaffold.
And thick-skulled quartermasters? They got a place.
You're clearly skilled at banter. And haggling? You got a knack for that as well?
Let's see what he has.
Show me what you're peddling.
There's some diagrams and some weapons, which are clearly out of our level. And he offers us... how much? 4? Not quite sure how is this displayed in this UI. I think in brackets is the real price, and then how much he's offering is in this percentage, 22%. Seems to be like this. This is a blacksmith. So it's the right place to sell weapons. It's the one that gives the higher price. So let's sell this. And for now, nothing else. How's morale around the camp?
Morale holding up around here? You boys think you can win this thing?
Ah, a spy after all. Or one to stir trouble.
Neither. Just curious.
Right. Well, tell anyone who cares we will win this war, because Radovid is mad, as everyone knows, and we've an extraordinarily well-drilled and well-supplied army. Incidentally, did you wish to buy something?
Alright, see you.
So long.
Let's go and talk over here.
How much grain will your village give?
Whatever you say, Your Excellency.
Look at my hands. Look. See the calluses? These are not the hands of an excellency, but of a farmer. So we speak peasant to peasant. How much can you give?
40 bushels. There'd be more, sir, but our lads, the Temerians, that is, took from us earlier and...
You will give 30, and that will do. Let us settle on it, and I wish to see the transport soon.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you kindly.
I summoned only the Elderman and the smith, Willis. But it is said he is a dwarf. You are too tall to be him.
Very perceptive of you. Geralt of Rivia, Witcher.
Vatgern. This explains why I did not hear your footsteps. What do you seek here?
Yennefer of Vengerberg. Where was she headed?
That is a military secret.
Haven't thrown me out yet. Haven't called the guards. So go ahead. What's your price?
There is a griffin in the area. Slay it. And then I shall see what I can do.
Alright. Why do you care about the griffin, though?
Why do you care about this griffin?
Because I care about people. The beast has killed 10 already, including a few of my men. To hunt it, I would need to mobilize the entire garrison, comb the woods, organize a batu. Simply impossible.
Too big a hassle?
No. Too high a risk. I cannot disperse my forces. Temeria's army we have crushed, but its common folk remain, ready to answer a call to arms. So, as to this griffin, I can sit on my hands, or hire a professional.
Professional is the right choice, of course. That's why we are Witchers, right?
It's a deal. Some questions before I start. Know where the griffin has its lair?
It kept to the Vulpine Woods at first. I sent a patrol there, 5 young men. A hunter found them 2 days on. They only recognized them because they wore our plate. Since then, the griffin has grown bold. Attacks in villages, fields, on the main road.
Meaning it's abandoned its lair. Gonna have to set a trap.
I judge from your tone this will not be easy. What do you require?
I'll need bait. A specific herb. Buckthorn. Scent should lure the griffin from 10 miles off.
Buckthorn? I do not know this. But I am not yet fluent in the common tongue.
Mm-hmm. Probably mastered the basics, though. Hands up. Kill them.
No. First came idioms. Don't play with fire, for example. Go to Tomira, an herbalist. She lives near the crossroads. She will aid you.
Need more information about this griffin. Its sex, why it's abandoned its lair.
Shall I bring you witnesses?
They won't say anything I don't already know. I need to go where your men died. Look around. What's the name of the hunter who found them?
Mislov. He has a hut south of the village, very near the wood. Helpful fellow. A little strange, though.
Alright, we'll have a look there.
Mira and Mislov. Thanks.
And the blackthorn, wasn't that the herb growing under the water? I believe it was. Fair enough, we're done with this. Now let's have a look at how the journal looks right now. So we have lilac and gooseberries, so right now we have to complete the griffin contract. And here right now we have the Beast of White Orchard, which is suggested level 3. And it's about actually slaying the griffin. So for that, as we were just told, we need to ask the herbalist about Blackthorn. And we need to ask the hunter where he found the bodies. So that's what we are gonna do in the next episode. I think this has been already quite a long one, and we have done quite many things. So we started with the Gwent, we got the introduction to how to play Gwent, we bought some cards, we played the game, we even won the first game. Hey Gart, how you doing? Let's get out of here so we stop hearing the people talking. Yes, we can set up, for example, in this bridge without falling. And after the Gwent, then we got trouble with the people waiting outside the inn. Then we helped the smith, the dwarven armorer, to find out who burnt his hut. So we dealt with that. Then we looked a bit around, we grabbed some herbs, we found the wolves, we had the first encounter with wolves, we also then fought some drowners, we found a couple of chests with some small treasures there. And then later we helped that lady with her pan, and we managed to find it. So it was quite a successful day, and now we came here to the Nilfgaardians and asked about Yennefer, and they asked us that they want us to complete the Griffin contract before they tell us anything else. So that's what we'll do in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, please click the like button and remember to subscribe so you don't miss any of the new videos coming up. If you would like to leave some comment in the comment section down below, please feel free. Your feedback is very welcome. I would like to know if you are enjoying the videos or if you would like me to change something. If there is something that perhaps I'm not explaining well enough or not enough, I would also like to hear on that. And yeah, that's it for today, and I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.